think we have sort of an overlap here, but if elected, what are your 3 top specific budget objectives for the next year?
That would be for me. I want to maximize our spending. I think we've cut as deeply as we can cut, and I want to make sure that we're getting the best bang for our buck. Earlier in the year, during the budget process, we asked the city employees, rank and file employees, for areas of savings that they could identify. We have since put together a committee for of those city employees who are going to investigate all of the things that were on that report, and then we'll take those recommendations. There may be some significant savings there, and we would certainly take advantage of them. We're not spending your money frivolously. It's my money too.
I think the report Mr. Childers is referring to is a 60-page report, SurveyMonkey, that went out to the employees. I have 41 of the 60 pages right here. And that's one thing I realized very early reading through here. There are some very, very resourceful employees at City Hall. There are some wonderful recommendations in this report. And one of the items that was mentioned particularly was identify cost-saving measures you suggest outside of your department. And the first answer was, leadership starts at the top, and it is appreciated that the commissioners were willing to give up 20% of their salaries to help. Well, 4 of the commissioners were willing to. What is outrageous is that the city manager is proposing cuts to other budgets, but he is not cutting anything from his own. In fact, his budget went up 7%. He should be held to the highest standards by his bosses. Why does he need a vehicle? He lives a few miles from work. And it goes on and on and on. And the sad thing is, this report went out in June, I believe, of this year. If I had been brought in as the city manager of Fernandina Beach, this is the first thing I would have put out to my employees, because when Mr. Simbaugh came to this city, we were already in an economic downturn, and the first thing you look at is where can we cut costs. This is something he should have done 6 years ago, not a couple of months ago. Thank you.
The question was the 3 goals that I would have as a city commissioner?
Yes, for budget objectives.
For budget objectives. First thing I would do is require a line item review for a balanced operating budget in the general fund. I would roll back millage rates to the 2008 level. This would cost us revenue of $250,000, which could be offset by not borrowing $2.7 million in the Forward Fernandina plan, with principal and interest payments of $224,000 in the first year. Second thing I would do would be set fiscally responsible, well-defined financial guidelines based on current realities. Mr. Crawford is going around the county, rightfully so, projecting less revenue on property taxes over the next several years. We need to start reining in our expenditures now. Yes, we have an FY12 budget, but the expenditures in the general fund outstrip the revenue by $1.6 million. That needs to stop. It's being funded from transfers from other accounts. We can't do that. We have to spend what we bring in. We can't be always going after more revenue just so we can spend. Third thing I would do was I'd create an atmosphere to encourage local business growth and sustainability. That's the backbone of our city, folks. Business growth and tourism. We need to support them. We need to encourage them. We need to roll back and review anyway, first impact fees and franchise fees to encourage business to grow and sustain itself. And the fourth thing is I favor ballot initiatives for any major capital expenditure.
My 3 goals, things I would focus on for next year. Certainly we need to look at our pensions. We need to focus on our negotiations with 2 of our unions next year for wages. Need to be careful with that. We need to continue to look at areas where we can consolidate services. We have asked the Supervisor of Elections to take over the elections, the Nassau County Supervisor of Elections. That was a very good move. We have actually taken over lifeguards over the whole island. Little things like that we can do that will save taxpayers' dollars, and working more efficiently will be the focus I will have for the next 3 years.
Can I ask you a question?
Sorry.
I want to answer that question.
You will have your chance at the end of the...
Well, no.
He didn't get a chance.
It started with me.
I'm sorry.
I should have just not said anything, right? You know what, now that you've waited so long, I don't have an answer. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, folks, some of the things that I saw we need to do probably is these take-home cars. We don't need 46 take-home cars for everybody. Some of the personnel need that, but not everybody. I mean, we've got a bunch of things in the budget. The boardwalk at the beach, we already got a boardwalk. I mean, the kayak ramp, I mean, kayaks are nice, but, you know, that's what they have. And people can take them out and throw them in the water as it is. We don't need a ramp to put it down. The fences and lights at Ybor Alvarez Field. Somehow I don't think we need to do that right now. Also, certain departments, you know, no cut in personnel, no cut in some of their budgets, a 3% increase in personnel. So things like that. We need to look at the budget and actually look at things that are necessary, such as we really need to repair the M.L. King Center. It needs new bathrooms. It needs the bathrooms. It needs to be painted. Things like that we need to look at and actually do those, and not some of these other things like $125,000 for a boardwalk at the beach that can be washed away anytime by a hurricane. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you let me in.
I'm almost afraid to come up there now.
Sorry.
Thank you, Chuck.
You can skip me every time if you want. I'll be, you know.
You're a good man to hit though. Okay.